This is John Groves coming to you from my home studio. Last time, for our Bible talk, we discussed two noteworthy features associated with Samuel's farewell. First, there was the formula that if the Israelites followed God's laws, then all would be well. And if they did not, then God's hand would be turned against them. Second, there were the signs and wonders that accompanied the pronouncements of other Israelite religious leaders, from Moses on down to Samuel and beyond. As for the first principle, we very likely know people who live in accordance with it. And we likely have as well at one time or another. It is repeated so often in the Bible that we come to believe that it must be true in all instances. And yet, we have stories like that of Job to consider. He lived a blameless life and suffered terrible losses. It was a very difficult story to accept, since it went against the traditional view that God favors the upright in character. The Calvinist Reformed Church from the 15th century onward even believed that the elect, those who were predestined to be saved, were favored by God in this life. Thus, people were even led to believe that outward success was manifesting God's inward grace because they were leading upright lives. Again, the belief in righteous living, stemming from right principles, was sought to bring material success and happiness. We can choose to live by the principle that following God's laws will bring us material success and happiness. That is, satisfy abundantly all our needs. But perhaps you are led to question it. If we could prove conclusively that this formula worked 85 to 90% of the time, would that encourage us to live by it? No, I submit that we have to find our way, relying upon our own understanding as to what it means to find fulfillment in this life and satisfy our wants and needs. Consider the alternative that New Thought and Unity in particular offers. Let your thoughts and feelings define your intentions, and thereafter, let them become part of your reality as a matter of choice. Charles Fillmore, in his revealing word, supplied a metaphysical meaning to lightning. Remember, this was part of our scene in Samuel's farewell. He noted that lightning represents force, light, power. He regards this power as the coming of the Christ. This, in essence, means that we have this divine power within us, waiting for us to discover its infinite potential and its application. Fillmore did not disown living uprightly in accordance with God's laws, but he was careful to distinguish living in accordance with divine principles and living subject to our wills. When we allow ourselves to be ruled by our will, as the Israelites allowed themselves to be ruled by a king, then we give up the potential for fulfilling our spiritual potential for a material life that satisfies our physical, but not necessarily our spiritual needs. Next time, we will explore the second noteworthy feature we identified in our earlier session, the role of signs and wonders as both agents of the divine and witnesses to its power. Until then.